Hello everybody, we are the Geeks and the Giants. I am Enzo, this is my forever co-host Jump. Today we talk about Van Helsing, a true classic, question mark? It depends on how you feel about this movie.
I'm gonna be very honest with you. I really like this movie.
It's one of my guilty pleasures, to be honest.
It is a guilty pleasure, but then when you think about it, when you really think about it, this movie would have been such a good TV series. Or like...
It is on Netflix. It's like a female Van Helsing. I don't know. I've never seen it. I don't know if it's good. So
I don't know. The same time period, or is it like an American... sorry. Is it like in modern time?
No, I think it's same time period, if I remember the trailers. But I
might be into it.
Yeah.
I'll see it.
You let us know. But yeah, this movie truly is a guilty pleasure. I remember watching this when I was still impressionable and still a big scaredy cat, more than I am now. Because I hated werewolves and vampires. Because there's a show on Discovery Channel that showed the special in this, and they all had red eyes, and I'm like, I don't want to.
Wait, was it like Lost Tapes?
Something like that, yeah.
Alright.
But yeah, I remember just thinking that this is the coolest movie ever because it had all the classic monsters. It had Dracula, it had fucking werewolves, it had Frankenstein.
This is why I like this movie, alright? Like, I like this version of Frankenstein. I like this version of Dracula, and I really like this version of our werewolf.
Yeah.
Same with like Bram Stoker's. That was a really great werewolf, but here I love how this is what Twilight needed to be. You know? Instead of a gigantic like chow chow that comes out of Jacob, it should have been this, where it's just
I agree.
Towering. Huh?
I agree.
Right?
Like
just a towering, just steroid up fucking
wolf?
like furry.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, I agree. I don't know, like Ghost Rider, I don't know if I'm saying the effects are good because we've been waterboarded with bad effects lately, or if it truly stands the test of time. I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I like it. That's all I know.
I will say I like it too, because this came out in 2004, and like seeing the effects and what they did with the effects there is pretty much baffling.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like as crisp or as smooth as maybe like today's standards of CGI.
Yeah.
But it made sense, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a smooth, like, you know, like a MODOK kind of looking face. When Hugh Jackman turns into a werewolf, you see his skin tear off. You see the fur like flake up. And I'm like,
yeah.
Like, this was too extra. And I'm just like, I'm all for it.
Yeah, you can tell they went all in for this movie. Unfortunately, they planned like a trilogy for this franchise, and like this one bombed so badly, they were like, never mind. I'm like, that's a shame because I would have liked to see a continuation. I will admit this movie's not the greatest, which is funny because it's directed by the guy who made The Mummy and The Mummy Returns, which are all, if we're being honest, not the greatest movies, but they have a special place in our hearts.
Yeah.
I think he also did The Scorpion King, which is alright.
I don't remember it. All I know The Rock was it. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like going off from the story, I just love the story of Van Helsing. I love the character design of Van Helsing as well. He's just in black.
Yeah.
He looks like a Witcher. You know, sorry. Yeah, he does look like a Witcher.
Oh, I thought you said a Richard, like Richard Belmont. I was like, what are you saying?
I don't know. It could be that he's kind of like a Geralt slash Belmont kind of character.
Yeah.
And I love that. I like that this movie was also very extravagant, very actiony.
Yeah.
I just felt like it did feel like a Castlevania movie, which was so fun when he like meets up with like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
You have this like very extravagant fight. Cuts off an arm, it gets a little gritty. I'm like, yeah. CGI's a little weird, but it's fine. I like it.
I was just this year's old when I found out it's Dr. Jekyll's voiced by Rob Coltrane, the actor for Hadrig from Harry Potter.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Rest in peace. Like, oh damn, dude, all the Harry Potter actors from the first movie are slowly going away. I was like, what the fuck is happening with time, man?
I mean, that's what you get for hiring a lot of old people who looks like wizards.
I guess. But yeah, I do love, like, as a kid, I was so amazed by the automatic crossbows. Like, that.
Yeah, that shit was sick.
Yeah, like the fight he has with the three vampire leaders with Kate Beckinsale. Like, that whole set is the set that they used to film the original Dracula, the original Frankenstein, and the original Wolfman. So it's a nice way to honor the tradition. And, like, if you're looking like for deep literature storytelling like Bram Stoker's Dracula, you're not.
It.
Yeah, it. I love the fact that everybody has an accent. Like, from Dracula going.
Besides Van Helsing.
Yeah, Van Helsing is just Wolverine.
When he is the guy, when Hugh Jackman is the guy, you get to have an accent.
Right.
You give him the American accent. I was like, what's this American dude?
Yeah.
All the way in like Italy.
Right?
Transylvania.
Yeah, you have like Dracula being like, "Oh, Gabriel, I have a story for you," and he's just like, "What story?" And you're like, "What? Why are you Wolverine?"
I was like, alright.
Yeah.
Even Kate Beckinsale got an accent.
Yeah.
A little odd, but it's fine.
Yeah.
She's so hot.
Like, I think this is the movie where I'm like, I like this actress.
Same here.
Yeah.
And then you like years later we see her in like Total Recall, like the reboot.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, girl, how old are you? And you look like that?
Yeah. Again,
Ew.
that also is not the best movie, but at the same time, we're like, yeah, you never aged, do you?
I like it. You know, I like it.
God, they really do. No, I haven't seen it in like ages.
Are we actual critics?
I don't know, man. I never claimed to be a critic, so it's fine. I don't know about you, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what you've been telling people on the outside.
I know.
But no.
Look, we're degenerates for a reason.
We're geeks and degenerates. But yeah. But yeah, it's just funny how inconsistent this movie is. But to be honest, I'm not here for like grand literature. I'm just here for a good time, and I'm here to see monsters clash, and that's what I get. I see Frankenstein fucking up vampires, and I see vampires fighting werewolves, and the inner kid in me is like, all right, I like this. It's fun.
Same here. Now that you mentioned the whole inner kid thing, when I saw Dracula just go full form, and then you see Hugh Jackman go full on wolf,
Yeah.
they just start tearing each other up, and like they're having like a Dragon Ball Z fight
Yeah.
around the castle. I'm just like, yes.
Yeah.
This is how we expect y'all to fight. You know?
Yeah, this like
no,
our BVS or our Godzilla versus King Kong before any of that came to plan.
yeah. By the way, the jump scares here do work. Like, they got me like twice.
Yeah.
Like, one of the vampire ladies comes out of the well, and then the wolf thing when they introduce the werewolf.
Oh yeah. Like, that still gets me. Because I haven't seen this in a while. So we watching this, I was like, oh fuck, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I watched this when it came out, like a bit younger than I was supposed to. Like, I was 9 when I watched this in theaters. A relative took us for a double feature of this and fucking Troy.
Cool. That's sick.
So like, as a 9-year-old, I was like, I don't understand any of this, but this looks cool.
Boobs.
Right? Oh man. But yeah, again, this movie's just plain old fun. Like, I also like as a kid, as a 9-year-old, I think this is like my first like bittersweet ending with the ending of this movie.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned that, I was like, I think this was our like one of the first exposures to like I was expecting this to end completely different.
Yeah,
you know, like I wanted them to end up together, but he ends up killing her, but she ends up curing him of his wolf disease.
And it's not like he accidentally scratches her or accidentally bites her. He full on like attacks her, and you're like, oh fuck, forgot about this.
Right, like he was just going feral, and he just couldn't control it.
Yeah.
Which makes it even more tragic, and that's why I was just like, this should have been a show.
Yeah.
I really want this to be a show.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, you can really tell they went all in. Like, especially with like the music, it feels like the start of an epic trilogy that never came to fruition. And you're like, oh damn it. Oh well.
I have to say, I do like that they had to hint at some exposition, but they never fully committed.
Yeah.
And it was It was about like, oh, Van Helsing, you were in a coma.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get your memories back. Anyway, go to Transylvania.
Yeah.
And then he meets up with Dracula. Dracula's like, we've fought before. And I'm like, what?
Right? Like,
And
they hint
yeah,
at
like,
stuff and you just never find out. Again, I guess it was planned, but we'll never
yeah,
know.
like they never explained how old Van Helsing is.
Yeah.
They explained the story of like, oh, Dracula is actually part of Kate Beckinsale's family. He
Yeah.
just traded his soul for the devil.
Yeah.
Traded his soul with the devil, and then like he became a vampire. And then Van Helsing was like tasked to destroy him.
Yeah.
Lost his memory, and then he was tasked to destroy him again.
But like, I have a good example. Like, if you wanted literature, this feels like literature written by our generation, and you're like, yeah, this is what we like. You know, those videos on TikTok where it's like some like older generation reciting scripts from like Gen Z or millennials, and you're like, I don't know if I should cringe or just keep watching. You know. So like, if you wanted to see Bram Stoker like write like he was appealing to like teens and young adults, this is it.
Not gonna lie, I have a better example. Bram Stoker's Dracula is like Ford versus Ferrari, while Van Helsing is Fast and Furious.
Oh, that's you were about to say Need for Speed. I was like, sure, I'll take that.
Oh, hey, no, it's not that bad.
Oh god, I forgot about that movie until I remembered. But yeah, Fast and Furious for Bram Stoker fans, I guess. But yeah, anything else to add before we wrap this up? I think we already said everything we wanted to say, though. It's a
Yeah,
guilty pleasure at most.
it is a guilty pleasure, and like, we're sorry we didn't really go through the entire movie beat for beat. It's just that it's just action.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Action and just maybe 20% dialogue.
Yeah.
You know, it's great action in my opinion. I love the effects. I love the CGI. And I like the lore.
Yeah.
So it's
Same
so
here.
fun.
Yeah, like the moment Dracula appears in Frankenstein's lab, you're my inner kid's just like, I like this. I like this crossover. Like,
Same here.
it's a better modern retelling of old literature than like say Tom Cruise's The Mummy, where you're like, this is just boring, man. I'm falling asleep an hour into this movie. Maybe we'll do that one day if we really want to torture ourselves. Why not? But for now, what would you rate Van Helsing?
I rate Van Helsing a 7.
Yeah.
You know, like that's not a bit tough. A 6.5. It is above average movie.
Yeah.
It is an above average movie. It's still an okay score, and I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Is it deep? Hell, fuck no. It is as shallow as a puddle.
Yeah.
But is the world building great? Absolutely. Is the costume designs and like all of the monster designs amazing? Yes.
Yeah.
Characters, they're okay.
Yeah.
You know, like they're right. The villain was okay as well.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he wasn't really, you know, the fuck. What's his name? Commissioner Gordon.
Oh, Gary Oldman.
Yeah, he wasn't a Gary Oldman kind of
Yeah.
Dracula. He was just like just the villain of the week kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
No offense to that. I do like how this movie ends. It's very bittersweet, but at the same time, you're just like, yeah, I want to see more. At the end of it, I just want to see it more.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, critically speaking, I can't give it anything higher than a 6. Like, if I'm really being real, like if I was rating this when I was 9, I rated it a 10. But now I'm like, nah, man, I have to give it a 6. I have to be fair. Like, it's good effects. It still stands well. Will it last 20 years? I don't know. But for now, it's pretty good
No.
still.
No, it will not.
Are the characters great? No. I just love the fact that Hugh Jackman's just like, I have to do my Wolverine accent. Alright, I can do that. While the rest are just like extravagant European accents, and you're like, okay. Even Frankenstein is overacting his heart off, and you're like, yeah, It's fine.
I'm all for it though.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, it works for me.
Yeah. The costumes are great. The track is epic. Again, it just I feel bad because they're like, this is the beginning. Actually, this is the end, and you're like, oh, okay. I guess too bad then. But yeah, it's. I think it's a good definition. I don't know why I'm stuttering. It's a good definition of style over substance. You know.
I agree. Yeah. Now that you mention it, yeah. I agree.
Very extravagant. Not much to offer underneath, and that's fine for movies from the 2000s. You know, expecting from a big monster crossover. Again, if you're just expecting something like the upcoming Nosferatu remake, this is probably not it.
No, that's coming out.
Yeah.
When is it coming out?
Christmas. I don't know about us, the
Yeah.
Philippines, because we have the film festival. So maybe for us next year, January. But
Gotcha.
if you're looking for something Francis Ford Coppola or Roger Edgar's, this is not for you. If you're just expecting a really good, it is a good Halloween movie. Just put it on and just be entertained.
Yeah. It's like something. It's a great movie to be drunk on. You know, like if you have like a party or something and you need to watch a movie, grab some popcorn and some beer. Like this is it.
Yeah. To the audience watching, what's your favorite favorite Halloween guilty pleasure? Whether it's this or can't think of any off the top of my head. Some lame, big red Halloween movie that you hold close to your heart.
Slither.
Oh, do you know?
It was a dark comedy.
You know the Halloween movie where I forgot what rapper, but he does karate with Michael Myers at the end.
Ah, yeah.
Busta Rhymes, and you're like, okay, sure.
Yeah. He gets fucking stabbed.
Yeah. If you like our stuff, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok. TikTok to see our best and funniest moments and our reactions to the latest of trailers, and Spotify to hear us on the go. And the video I'm Answolf on Letterboxd and Zoda's Voices on TikTok. Where can I find you?
You can find me at JohnGraham _ on Instagram. It is not.
And until the next one, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.